It's not like we did something. She literally happened to be the car.
I think I bought 3 guns in the last 2 years.
So I was like, not looking at them.
They were excited.
Annex office. At this time, we're going to go ahead and have the presentation of the colors by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard. Please join me in the pledge, please. Mike Evans will lead us in an invocation. Constable Chris Jones. Treasurer Melanie Bush. Commissioner Charlie Riley. County Judge Mark Keogh. Representing the DA's office, Mike Hawley. And Commissioner Robert Walker. Yes, sir.
You actually want to try to cut it? That's the work? Okay.
All right. Staff will help guide you into, because there's a lot of people standing, but appreciate that. So I also want to recognize a couple of our department heads that came out here to support. Budget Office Director Amanda Carter, there she is, and the Custodial Services Director Lorena Garcia. There she is again. Thank you all for being here. Okay. This time I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Henderson.
Well, first of all, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate the show of support. It's a beautiful building. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to showcase it. None of this would be possible if it weren't for the will and support of Commissioner's Court. And we have 3 representatives of the Commissioner's Court today, between Judge Keogh, Commissioner Walker, and of course the hometown commissioner here, who was instrumental in this project, helping get the funding and drive it our direction, would be Commissioner Riley. And I have to also give shout outs to our assistants. Mine first, my Chief Deputy Damon Hall, who was here just all the time working on ensuring that this building was completed correctly, and working hand in glove with Commissioner Riley's Chief of Staff, Bruce Berger, who's in the back over there. And this would not have happened if it weren't for them. So I really do appreciate all the efforts that went into it. Constable Chris Jones is here. His office will benefit, as will all other law enforcement officers in the west part of the county. It's about a 4 to 6, sometimes 7-hour process, depending on the complexity of the arrest, between time of incarceration in the back of the patrol car all the way to Conroe, which can be, depending on the time of day, well over an hour's worth of drive, or where the starting location was. Then they have to book the prisoner. They coordinate with the DA's office on charges, and then they have to come all the way back. So that's a period of time that our law enforcement personnel of all agencies, not just the sheriff's office, not just the constable's office, but the police departments that are out here, such as Magnolia and Stagecoach and the others, as well as Texas DPS. So a big change will be they will be able to book prisoners in this building, in the satellite facility. And that's going to be a huge savings on personnel, on manpower issues on the street, on our show of force and our ability to proactively patrol the areas. So we're going to have a lot less downtime when it comes to arresting an inmate. Also co-locating in this building is going to be our detectives. So we will have detectives and patrol with command supervision in the building, all under the same umbrella, all under the same roof. So you can imagine how much better the communication will be fostered between those 2 disparate groups. And we're just so excited about this, and we can't wait to give you a tour. But I would love to hear some words from some of my friends up here as well. Commissioner.
You want me to start?
You're next. I figured you'd just step up.
Well, no. He stole all the thunder. I mean, I'm not even in law enforcement, but I do know from the time I went to work for Montgomery County back in 2001, all these departments were spread out. Our commissioner's office was located in one place. The tax office was somewhere else, the constable's office was somewhere else. Everybody was spread out, and that was one of the main things that I kept talking to the previous commissioner about. We need to get everybody on the same property if there's any way we could do that. And we were able to do that in 2011 with the building that was next door plus our commissioner's office. But as usual, when we built that building next door to have the constable, the JP, the sheriff's office, and the tax office, it was too small the minute we moved in. We knew that the minute the doors opened. So, when I ran for office the first time, I knew that we had to try to do something up here. We had to get something here to get the sheriff's office out of that building to provide more room for everybody else. But not only that, for the sheriff's, and I said I'm not in law enforcement. I don't know, it means a lot to have the detectives here. That's what, I understand that. But more importantly to me, I think the city of Magnolia, city of Stagecoach, DPS, sheriff's office, constable, when they have to detain somebody, I think the first thing they're gonna think of, no, he's gonna be in the back of this car now, do I take 1488 and hopefully it will get me to 45 and 45 is not blocked up, or do I go 149 the back road and there's a truck broke down on Keenan Cutoff? All the above, is it gonna take me 2 hours, or is it gonna take me the rest of the shift just to do what I'm doing? And that's what I'm so proud of this. This will eliminate that. Now, his biggest problem now, I guess, will be getting the bus over here and bus back.
Not a problem.
Okay. That's gonna be the biggest thing I think we'll face. But it turned out to be a beautiful building. When we were planning it with the sheriff's office and with everybody involved, I mean, we went through almost a year of back and forth. But again, they laid it out the way they needed it, and we were able to help fund it. It's a great facility. It's gonna be here forever, and I don't think it's too little already, right?
No, I think
Not
we're
yet?
good we have room to grow. Yes, sir.
Good. And that's what it's all about. That's how we need to start doing everything we do for the county. We can't do like we used to. So thank y'all for being here. I can't wait for y'all to take a tour either, because it is a beautiful building, and it's gonna be serve its purpose for a long time. So thank y'all for being here. Yes, sir.
The county, congratulations, and for all your work and effort in being a thumb on this deal to push it through. And the people of the county are elated. I know this. You know, when you look at various counties around the state and they're contracting in their law enforcement, we have become the example here in our county of law enforcement staying and growing, ensuring for the people of this county that they're going to have a safe place to live, to worship, to pray, to play, all the things that we do here in this county. And so this is awesome. What you've done here in this area, you've communicated to two different groups of people. To the people who are here, you're there protected. And it causes people to want to move here because they know they're protected. It also communicates to the other side of that deal, the bad guys. Don't bring it to Montgomery County. We're serious about law enforcement. We're serious about protecting our people. Count the cost before you bring all that nonsense across the border into our county. So again, thank you all very much. It's awesome. And Constable, it's awesome to see what you guys are doing. So congratulations.
Yeah, I just would like to say I've got a little law enforcement in my background, about 11, 12 years, Sheriff's Department, Constable's Department. And this type of facility, it's a long ways from here to the jail. And so we have really, and this all started before I got in office. But I'm so proud to see the facility. It's very nice. And we have great people in charge of it. And just like the judge said, I'm a law enforcement guy. I'll always be behind law enforcement all the way. And I think it tells that element that comes into Montgomery County, you better think about it before you get here. So, hoorah for everybody on this deal.
Constable.
So Sheriff and I have worked together for years. I see a lot of Sheriff's Department in this room right now that I've worked with out here in this area. I've actually worked in the Magnolia, Montgomery area for about 26 years now. This is something we've needed for a long time. So when I heard they were putting all this together, I mean, it made us all happy with the constable's office. Y'all get to move over here into this great building. We get to take over what you had over there, which gives us a lot more room to grow too.
That's the
So-
true meaning of everything he just said.
That's exactly right. I love the building. I love that it's gonna save us the time to do that. But we've always had support from the commissioner's office, from the judge's office in law enforcement. And this community as a whole has always supported law enforcement. So we appreciate everybody coming out today, and it's a big day for the county. Absolutely.
Any of the representatives from media?
Get a report on, there'll be computers in there, so we can actually do. A credit card's been stolen, we can bring them in and do a detailed report right there. This building is 16,760 square feet at a cost of $11.8 billion. It came in under budget. With wise management of the sheriff and the budget offices, we were able to bring it in under budget, which we're very proud of for that. Fix themselves something. Client that's in there. This is a secure area. We must all secure our weapons, everything. The jail's not occupied right now, so all we can go in. So come on and we'll show you where the jail. Come on in. Supervisor in the jail.
Door alarm. Door alarm.
All right, let's make that quiet.
Silence.
So this facility is capable of housing up to 23 people for up to 12 hours. What that saves is it saves all the drive time back and forth to Conroe when patrolmen make an arrest. And if we've got an average of about 600 people a year that are arrested in this area, you're looking at 1,200 hours a year plus just in drive time back and forth to Conroe. Now, if there's a crash on 1488 or one of the other major thoroughfares, that time's going to increase significantly.
What about females? Will you able to handle females at this facility?
Generally, no, we won't. It'll just be males. If we have a special function in the area where we expect that there may be a lot of arrests, we can staff the jail with a male and a female, and then basically we'll just separate them on different sides of the facility. So we can if we need to.
This female still having transport to Conroe.
Correct.
You unloaded and initially searched this room right here. Tear anything up or damage anything like that. So there's a whole different science of building this part of the building.
You know something? Get a good door slam on it. Oh, I won't do it.
They certainly try, and but I think they have a tough time telling redemption from this place. You'll see those in different places in the building too.
Right. So it was not only done in the jail, but it was done in the patrol side and the detective's office as well. So there's
It just reminded me of that movie with, what's his name?
But
Only if it's a package or deal.
thank you so much.
Sure, absolutely. I'll get y'all back up here. Anything else, media, that y'all want to take a look at? The area where detectives work, so we have interview rooms such as this where detectives can meet with witnesses, suspects, speak with them. This room's not complete yet, but there will be camera systems in here with microphone. Everything's recorded for evidentiary purposes for the interview. So we have several rooms like this that are going to be outfitted, and there'll be soundproofing on the wall and cameras, microphones, all of that that's in there. And it can be monitored also from remote locations. Yeah, another interview room. Restrooms generally aren't the most spectacular place of a building, but these restrooms are outfitted, keeping in mind the needs of people. The women's room here actually has a nursing area that a lot of our buildings don't have. So we're trying to keep up with the needs of the public, the needs of our employees, to make sure everything's taken care of. So, ladies, if you would like to go in. Let them catch up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This Detective John Niquette, here's a friend of mine. He's a collector of antique things, so antique office equipment.
I was going to say, I collect antique typewriters, so it's... Oh, yeah, he's right there.
He's got them, phones, stamps, old stamps for
Got the
things
same
like
typewriter as
that.
he does, so, okay, he's good in my book.
We are, this is more of our detective, where the detectives that are in the precinct model, detectives and patrol work together. So we're gonna see the patrol area in just a minute, but this area is where criminal investigation detectives, their officers, when they work, each one gets to sort of style on their own. Some have done more than others, but they have their own, I mean, they spend, this is your life up here, so they try to make it as homey and as personable to them. You can see each one's different style and techniques by kind of how their officers are decorated.
Staff to, feel like.
You know, it's out of the west part of the county where all the law enforcement guys live, or they know where crime trends are taking place. Detectives may need some of that information. And then a patrol, uniform patrol, we do our own misdemeanor investigations. Our detectives do felony investigations. So if one of our patrol personnel has a misdemeanor investigation, needs some follow-up, interview some witnesses, write a search warrant, and they're not quite familiar with that because patrol's more the journalists, they can get with the detective, who will come here, probably sit at that table right there and help them write that search warrant or give them some tips on how to better conduct their investigation. But this is all the detectives. The hallway goes down through there. More detectives' offices on each side, down through there. If you'd like to walk on down here and just see what these offices look like.
And then out here, I think, open Shannon's.
Again, room for expansion, which we're very proud of. Sometimes the evidence we collect is large, so I'm going to show you a property locker we go around when we bring evidence like narcotics, things along those lines, a place to store that. Larger items can be put in here and is accessed with the keypad. If that chain of custody of evidence is not maintained, that piece of evidence may be disqualified from being admitted in court. So we have to be very exact, very precise when evidence is taken. Even when it's picked up from the lockers and taken up to Conroe, there's a whole process to make sure that that person who wasn't even involved in the case, probably is going to be a sergeant going up to Conroe one time, so he gets all the evidence together. He now becomes responsible for it, drops it off at the property room, where a property room technician then takes over chain of custody. If it's possible that sergeant and that property room detective could be called, subpoenaed into court because they actually physically touched and handled that evidence. So everything, this room right here, the property logs you can see there, become very important to us effectively doing our job in building successful cases. You can drop off property in here. It's taken out once the property is in, the slot comes off, you drop the key in there. It can only be accessed then by a supervisor who will have a master key. You can then open this, get the property. When I was a patrol sergeant, that was part of my job. Go ahead and we log each item that we have. Sometimes I'd have 50 or 60 items I would have to log. And then collect, take up the Conroe to hand off to the property room there. So all of these lockers are pretty much the same. Different sizes for different elements that are needed through there, and simple lock, drop the key, and now it's secure in there. It can only be accessed by a supervisor. Right there, this is the patrol area through here where our patrol personnel can come do the reports. What we're this is excited, someone who's kind of been, out on the patrol side a lot. This may not look like much, but this is huge right here. Because your computers, if you've been out on a scene, your computer will come out of your car, you can get on the trunk of your car, you can type, you can get stuff done, but the battery tends to drain on it. So it's nothing worse when you bring your computer in the office, start finishing up your work, and also you get that low battery signal. This will help us out tremendously. Plus it's got, HDMI for cell phones, Ethernet. This right here from someone who's been in uniform, it may not look like much, but this will very much streamline patrol deputies' work. Take one less headache about the computer battery going dead on their laptop.
Seems to be very forward thinking when they came.
Exactly, very much forward thinking. In fact, they're through the building through here. Pretty incredible. The dome or whatever they call it is on the backside of the building, and it actually refracts light all through this building to add this, this ambient light coming in. These offices that you see here will be patrol supervisors.
Okay.
The sergeants there will be assigned these offices through here.
Sheriff, tell me about this new facility. I mean, cost-wise, size-wise, we've got all kinds of expansion room in here.
Yeah, we're really excited to open up our brand new Magnolia substation. The biggest advantage to this substation is that we have a jail attached to it. So not only are we going to have all of our personnel, detectives and patrol co-located under one roof, but it's going to cut down tremendously on drive time going to Conroe should we make an arrest. So you can imagine, once you arrest someone, put them in custody in the back of the car, you've got to drive them sometimes an hour, sometimes longer, depending on traffic, do all your administrative duties, including booking, and then drive back. So you're oftentimes gone more than half a shift, or up to a half a shift if you make an arrest. So that eliminates all of that. Anybody in the Magnolia area, if you're close, whether it be DPS, the constable's office, one of the police departments, and of course the sheriff's office, if you make an arrest in the Magnolia area, you'll be able to take that prisoner to the Magnolia substation, book them in the Magnolia jail, and then get back out on the street so you can do your job.
What about cost-wise savings as far as fuel, wear and tear on the cars? I mean, you're, what was it, 35 miles to the sheriff's office?
Yeah, it'd be tremendous savings with fuel prices what they are. We're always trying to be budget conscious, and of course the number of miles that we already drive on cars, any way we can to cut down on unnecessary miles is a huge benefit. But the building itself came in under budget, so we're somewhere around $8 million, so we're really happy about that because we were able to defray some other costs because we're looking to build a new firearms range in Conroe. So the cost savings from this building are going to be rolled over into that one to help fund it.
Now, East County's also, they're working expansion over that side, is that, what are they doing over there?
Yeah, the East County Annex, Constable Hayden's office is going to be moving out, and so we're looking to take over the East County Annex for the most part. Us and DPS, last I heard, we're going to co-locate. That's still in the design phase. I do believe Commissioner Metz has some funding behind it, but we're still working through some other projects. This is like the third domino to fall in that chain of events to get that to happen. But this is our third satellite jail facility. The East Montgomery County Annex has one, the Magnolia substation, and then the South County Jail facility on Grogan's Mill Road.